I want to congratulate you and we the world on the 20th anniversary of 11 days of global unity. Together, you, me, and we can create a better world and have fun doing it.
Okay, so welcome to Building Community in a Changing Climate. This is our monthly devotional climate conversation with the Interfaith Climate Group, providing a spiritual foundation for an intergenerational climate conversation in action right here in Alachua County, Florida. Hello, it's me, Grandma Sue Blythe, and I have a story to tell my grandchildren and all grandchildren. I want them to know that they're part of a mighty spiritual enterprise, like small drops of local action in wave after wave of global movement for a sustainable, just, and peaceful future. Our human family is learning to create peace on and with the earth. Through the years, I've explored the many ways our human family is learning to live in harmony with nature. For more than a decade, a children's story has been growing in me to help my 9 grandchildren understand the way I see the world. Okay, so here we are, and we are on the road. Well, you know this story as on the road to 2030, 2050, and beyond. But this time we're starting our story way back in 1776, and we're going to be celebrating the 250th birthday of our United States next year in July of 2026. And we are on the road to 2030 when we win the global goals, and 2050 when we celebrate the Earth's temperature coming back down, and beyond. We are learning to live together in peace on and with the Earth. And James, would you read this? That gives us a little spiritual background for all the thousands of years that people have been thinking about this time.
Okay. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Isaiah 2:4.
So this is one individual story.
Sitting here in my recliner with my feet up, I look back on my 77 years with gratitude. I've learned to create peace at many levels. My life has been a process of passing that on to my children and grandchildren. One of my favorite songs as a child became a lullaby for my babies. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. I sang songs of peace with my 3 young daughters and their friends. Teaching peace all the world around, you and me, every city, every town, one by one in our work and in our play. We are teaching peace by what we do and what we say. We danced with children of different cultures at the PTA International Dinner. I have my hand, you have your hand. It's the same kind of hand. I have my heart, you have your heart. It's the same kind of heart. So put your hand in my hand and put your heart near mine, and we'll be friends. We will be friends. When my daughters were teenagers, I became an environmental educator at the county level, teaching all ages to reduce waste. Don't take more than you need, and take care of the things you have, including the planet and all living things. Oh, Oh, hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. As my 9 grandchildren came into the world, I worked with global organizations and movements. Come planet Earth, are you listening? The world is just an island in the sky. If we can fly among the stars, we can find the truth within our hearts. Love's the only way we can survive. I learned that people of many faiths believe we will have a time of peace on earth. We're learning to work together for the betterment of the world. Oh, hear my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine. Now that my daughters are grown with children of their own, they've thanked me for giving them a firm foundation for creating peace in their own families as a building block of peace on and with the earth. We are one, flowers of one garden, we're one, leaves of one tree. Let the walls come down and stand here together. We are one family.
Kim?
Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Matthew.
Welcome to Alachua County, Florida. I'm Willow. They call me a dreamer. I like to imagine the best possible way of looking at things. And this is my friend, Leaf.
Right. I'm Leaf, and I'm a realist. I have to see it to believe it. We are telling a true story based on a 200-year history. A lot has changed since 1824.
We'll follow the environmental and social changes in this part of the world from 1824, when our county was founded, to present day.
Back then, people were beginning to change the environment by cutting down trees to make room for farms and towns.
Then they started burning coal for trains, then oil and gas for cars and trucks and planes. Today, we understand that by burning fossil fuels and destroying the earth forests, humans have upset the balance of nature.
Climate change is everywhere. There are those who do not care. We want to make you all aware of climate change. Climate change, climate change. We must face this deadly trend. Let us work and strive to end this climate change.
We'll look into the future so we have a vision of what's possible. We want everyone to see what peace on and with the earth might look like.
It will take lots of people to make the vision a reality. Alachua County's bicentennial climate story is a collaborative story adventure.
What's your part in our story?
In 2026, Florida and the United States will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. In December 2024, Governor Ron DeSantis signed an executive order which directed the Department of State to promote and encourage, among other things, civic, cultural, and historic education, facilitating public understanding of the principles of the Declaration of Independence, the origin and meaning of inalienable rights, America's charters of freedom, and the meaning of e pluribus unum. So we want to look at first this E pluribus unum, which is Latin for out of many, one. And it's a traditional motto of the United States and appears on the Great Seal. And the charters of freedom that our governor in Florida is asking us to look at this year are the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. So there'll be a lot of educational activities going on, and we will support those as we go through the year. We're also having a climate conversation as we go through the year. And it starts with this understanding of the opening words of the U.S. Declaration of Independence in 1776.
When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. U.S. Declaration of Independence, 1776.
And so again, our climate story for this year, going to July of next year, starts in 1776, and we will celebrate the 250th anniversary in July next year, on the road to 2030, 2050, and beyond. So what we'll do is have a county-wide climate conversation through this year, starting in September, going through July. We're going to be celebrating our independence and looking at all of the documents and the principles that founded our country, or the founding fathers put forth at the beginning of our country. We're also going to be looking at the interdependence that our country is now fully aware of as we live in a global society. And we are now 25 years into what I call the Earth Charter century. And so that's a part of this collaborative storytelling adventure. The whole world will be celebrating with us when we get to July of next year. And because America has been such a beacon for others around the world, and we are now learning how we can really live together in peace on and with the earth. The Earth Charter asks us to encourage and support mutual understanding, solidarity, and cooperation among all peoples and within and among nations. And so here comes our climate conversation.
We recognize that peace is the wholeness created by right relationships with oneself, other persons, other cultures, other life, earth, and the larger whole of which we are all a part.
The Earth Charter International states, we recognize that peace is the wholeness created by right relationships with oneself, other persons, other cultures, other life, earth, and the larger whole of which all are a part.
Hello, my name is James Davis. I'm part of the UU Climate Action Team, and I'm passionate about us creating an environment where communities can produce their own critical infrastructure of food, water, energy, and that way we can be self-reliant. This also provides an opportunity for us to care about each other and have an increased quality of life. So yes, climate change is a global movement with local implications. I urge you to join me and the others on our team to make the world a better place.
If I want to have a right relationship with God, I must have and seek shalom, which is peace and wholeness with all creation. And peace always begins with me.
It seems to me it's a very comprehensive, succinct, and clear statement. And I love it. We have to all support that. It's wonderful. And I was struck by the key term, right relation. It's a good term and it's accurate and precise, but it's not what I would call inspiring. And what we do need is inspiration, because what we're trying to achieve, particularly with living in harmony with the nature, is going to be sacrificed. We're going to need people to volunteer to put limits on what they consume and things like that. This is and give up certain things. If I were asked if I wanted to make a change, I would say, can you work the word love into that statement?
When I read this beautiful quote from the Earth Charter, it reminds me of the Baha'i teachings regarding peace, where it says that peace is founded upon love, and that love is the object point of peace, that peace is the outcome of love. And so when I read the quote, I switch out the word peace for love. And when I think about right relationships, that makes me then think about love of oneself, love of others, love of the beauty and diversity of other cultures, love of life itself, of nature, of the earth, and how these strands of love flowing through all of creation are what create peace. And so my goal is to not only achieve that peace in my own life, but also to inspire others to recognize that oneness, that wholeness, and how we are all connected.
It brings to mind for me is the Ubuntu, which is one of the African proverbs that says, I am because you are. And in the space of all that you mentioned, us, right action with the earth, the animals, everything, we all are because we all are. And everything that I do affects the whole. Everything that you do affects the whole. So that when we embrace that oneness, that togetherness, that connectedness, and have an understanding that we all deserve to be whole and healthy, loved and calm, with peace in our hearts and in the world, then hopefully that will inform everyone to think about how they act and show up in the world.
From the Baha'i writings, we're told, O children of men, know ye not why we created you all from the same dust? That no one should exalt himself over the other. Ponder at all times in your hearts how ye were created. Since we created you all from the one same substance, it is incumbent upon you to be even as one soul, to walk with the same feet, eat with the same mouth, and dwell in the same land. That from your inmost being, by your deeds and actions, the signs of oneness and the essence of detachment may be made manifest. As part of this continuum of life, of creation by God, we are interconnected and connected to not just other people, but other forms of life and the earth and the solar system and everything. What affects one portion affects the whole. And we need to have a responsibility to take care of all of it.
All right, my friends. So what we are going to try today is to get a group video from the group that's here today. Looking for volunteers who would be willing to say just a sentence, very short, and we will say one level after another.
That we have to be right with ourselves and with God and our actions before we can even expect to have it right with other people. I'm responsible for getting that right.
This reminds me of the Unitarian Universalism's shared values of interdependence, pluralism, justice, transformation, generosity, and equity, all centered around love.
The recognition, the appreciation, the participation of loving not only individuals, but our culture grows peace and makes the world a better place to live.
Yeah, I think it goes back to that interdependence when I think about that, because, you know, whether it's the tree nations, you know, we are interdependent on our trees and our oxygen, and our four-legged and our winged ones all have so much to do with our being in right relationship, right? And thinking deeply about what does that mean in terms, for me, it means really being a good relative and making choices based on that. So thanks.
Thank you.
Well, for me, it started at a very early age when I was able to be carried around in my mother's or father's arms. Before bedtime, they would take me outside and ask me to say good night to the trees and to the birds and to the world. And so that was ingrained in me from the beginning, and just the beauty of simplicity of that acknowledgement that this is a part of me that I need to acknowledge, as you would tell one of your family members good night, you know, and sweet dreams.
We're all part of the larger whole. I think all of us here in this room acknowledge that. It's sort of interesting that I'm trying to battle with the sun blocking my head out. See, so the sun, the earth, the moon, specifically those three entities that allow life to exist on Earth. We're all part of that whole, and that's why I'm involved in climate action work, is because we need to protect our water, we need to protect our air, we need to protect even the sunlight that gives us all life, and be grateful for the moon as well.
No, I think there's little to add to what I think has been expressed so authentically and genuinely from each. It really captured, I think, the quote and gave it real sustenance. So I appreciate the contributions.
Me too. Me too. Thank you all. Okay, so here we are taking this climate conversation through Alachua County for America 250.
We must deepen and expand the global dialogue that generated the Earth Charter, for we have much to learn from the ongoing collaborative search for truth and wisdom.
Okay, so what we're going to do is take this climate conversation into what we call the Gardens of Global Unity. And we have that on a website, gardensofglobalunity.org. And each of these quote, or the themes are on the right. And they include unity, interdependence, environment, economic justice, health, women, children and youth, human rights, freedom, disarmament, and peace. And I'm really happy to be able to tell you that yesterday I took 3 young women from the University of Florida out to the Kanapaha Botanical Gardens, where a friend of mine 6 years ago identified beautiful spots that she called the Gardens of Global Unity. And so I took these girls to each of those spots and asked them, very much like we just did, to say something from their hearts about this. And we will have a video of that one day. But as we go through this year, 2025 and 26, our storytelling, you see down at the left, we have children's storybook characters and real people that are going to be taking this trip through from the Gardens of Global Unity, September 11th to 21st, all the way through to the 4th of July in 2026, when the whole world will be celebrating America's 250th. And the stops along the way are November 15th, we're going to the Real Life Climate Action Festival put on by the Environmental Protection Department for Alachua County. In January and February, we will be showing what we have so far for Martin Luther King's World House. And we're using the global goals as a blueprint for building the Martin Luther King World House right here in Alachua County, and leaving a way for other people to do the same in their communities. And then in April, we will be celebrating Earth Day with illuminating the Earth Charter and helping to bring this global consultation on the Earth Charter to help us celebrate in a wonderful way our interdependence on the 4th of July for 2026. So that's the way our collaborative storytelling adventure is developing, and it's just such a thrill for me to see it happening like this. And this is a prayer for America.
When I came to America, and I was immediately taken by the fact that the faith puts emphasis on the role of America in achieving peace. That prayer for America is the most important. And let me just quote that one sentence because it's so important. And this is in the prayer for America. Confirm this revered nation to upraise the standard of the oneness of humanity, to promulgate the most great peace, to become thereby most glorious and praiseworthy among all the nations of the world. What a wonderful thing. And this is America's destiny.
Okay, so actually that prayer comes from Abdu'l-Baha, who was the son of the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith. Abdu'l-Baha came to this country in 1912 and prayed that right here actually he was in Chicago at the time. So it's something that has been dear to my heart as a Baha'i. And I'm working toward that and inviting others to join us.
to be caring and loving. Help me to see the beauty in the world. With hope to succeed, I'll keep trying and trying. Help me to bring some good to the world. So help me to be the light that's in me. Be brave and let your light through. Illuminate the sky like the stars do. Be brave, shine through. Help me to be caring and loving. Help me to see. I'll keep trying, trying, trying. Help me to bring to the world. So help me to be the light that's in me.
Help me to be the light that I see deep within me, so I can shine constantly in a world that's so dark. I'm trying to open up my heart. Can you imagine this flame that can grow from one spark? I don't know what else to say except that today I'm living my life like this light never goes away, forever gonna make my eyes illuminate. Have you ever seen the night turn into day? It's the definition of how me and you can change. Give it just a minute, we are living in an infinite design. Isn't it exquisite? Open up the heart, the jam is hidden in it. Always time to start, never time to finish. So now is the time to
be brave and let your light through. Illuminate the sky like the stars do. Be brave, shine through. Hidden within are a myriad virtues, these luminous gems of immeasurable worth. And as we educate, we alleviate all the pain of our troubled world and enable mankind to grow.
I want to thank all the people who helped to bring this program together today. Shannon Crossbear, your thing was not in there. Shannon.
No worries.
Oh, we'll save it for the next time. Shannon has a puppet named Born in a Cloud of Smoke. Maybe you should tell what you did with Born in a Cloud.
Well, we just virtually went through the gardens. And so I just said a little something about each one of the gardens, right?
Using the Earth Charter quotes.
Yeah, using the quotes along the way. And so I just kind of spoke from a different voice, right? Yeah, that's.
And maybe you could say what that voice is, because you are part of our other cultures. We're learning to live together.
Right. which is very reflective for me. But I'm Ojibwe and Irish, but I grew up on my homelands, the Ojibwe homelands, and I'm still there here on Lake Superior in northern Minnesota. And so, so I've been steeped in the traditions, our traditions and our culture and our language and all of that. And so this puppet is just, she just is a kind of a compilation of all the wonderful wise women that I've known throughout time, right? And so she's the storyteller, and her name is Born in a Cloud of Smoke, because she was literally born in a cloud of smoke on an island in northern Ontario and Lake Nipigon called Jackfish Island. And and so there was a fire on the island, and she literally was born during that fire, and everybody left that island. So anyway, she's a fascinating gal.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I enjoyed so
Wonderful.
much.
Yeah.
I enjoyed so much going through the gardens with you, and we'll share that. Actually, that will be coming up on our website. And when the 11 days of global unity comes, September 11th through the 21st, and that is with We the World. We'll have some broadcasts on their social media, and we will it's all coming together in many different ways and with different people in different places, and it's all been in my head for so long, and it's finally coming into a way that other people can see the world the way I see it, and it's just great fun to
Grabbing
do.
all the tiger's tails and putting them together.
No, I just enjoy this group and what you are doing with our climate situation. Every positive outcome is a good one. And so just keep on doing all the things you're doing.
Oh, thank you. Can't help it. Okay, any other closing thoughts?
To weave some of the aspects of science, the importance of science and scientific research in understanding what's happening with our climate is really important, I think. I know
You're
it's a great big subject, but even just a small mention that, we know what's going on, we have the data to prove what's happening.
Yeah.
And so we can really get on board that ship and sail it into the future.
Yeah. And we can think about some ways to use that group video platform where we just say something and it uploads automatically into this little group video. I would love to find the right question to ask, to have people come in with that kind of response, maybe even to that same quotation from the Earth Charter, right relationships, and we can talk about what's not right with the way things are right now, and what does science know about it. That might be a good way to get into that.
So
And
I would just say, from my tradition, we're always supposed to be thinking 7 generations ahead. So even when we think about the solutions, right, the quote unquote fix, I just would encourage people to be thinking, you don't know the consequences of the fix, and sometimes the fix is equally harmful. And
Absolutely.
so we need to be really, really conscious of that and be able to, as we move forward. And that's why it's so important to be in right relationship, right? So that you can kind of anticipate, oh yes, it sounds like a great idea to have electric cars, or it sounds like a great idea to move into AI, or it sounds like, but the harm that's coming from the extraction that's happening is very, very real and catastrophic. If we really think about being in relationship with the Mother Earth, and we think about her as a living thing, a living being, and you think about what's happening to her. It's not her lungs, her lungs are our lungs, right? And so yeah, just
Yeah, all her
way
fluids are our fluids, the water and
yeah.
oil,
So and all that, that she, like us, is resilient. And and so sometimes, just that's why the relationship part is so important, because we take care of what we care about.
Yes.
So anyway, that's all.
Okay.
I am equally, Rod, I'm equally passionate about this. So I'm very grateful, Sue, for all the work that you've done. And it's a beautiful presentation. It was really very, every piece of it was heartwarming and drew us in. So I want to, and let us know who you are, which is, again, is about relationship, right? So,
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, thank you. And I want to just say, I've been saying for years, there are 8 billion of us on this planet. And so there are 8 billion stories to tell. And I feel the need to tell my story because I think it's a good one. And so, yeah, it's, I just look forward to what happens as we move forward on this road to America 250. I think it has great potential for uniting people. And so let's make it do that on the road to 2030, 2050, and beyond. So we are indeed building community in a changing climate. And again, we have this monthly devotional climate conversation with the Interfaith Climate Group, which is sponsored by the Baha'is of Alachua County, Florida. And we're providing a spiritual foundation for the Climate Collaboratory. And that's a project of We the World and a growing network of partners.